You think you are doing everything right. You show up, you are kind. You help people when they ask, you never cause problems, you stay quiet when others get loud. And yet something feels off. People stop asking for your opinion, they talk over you in conversations. They cancel plans with you last minute and do not even bother explaining why. Friends you thought were close slowly drift away without a single reason given. And deep down you feel it, but you cannot explain it. You are losing respect, not because you did something dramatic, not because of one big mistake, but because of small invisible patterns you repeat every single day without even knowing it. And today we are going to expose every single one of them. The first thing that quietly destroys how people see you is something most people think is a virtue. People pleasing. From the time we are children, we are taught that being agreeable is good. Say yes, be helpful, do not rock the boat, do not make people uncomfortable. And so we grow up believing that the more we agree with others, the more they will like us. But here is what the psychology actually tells us. People do not respect those who always agree with them. They lose respect for them. Because when you say yes to everything, you are signaling that you have no real preferences of your own. You are signaling that other people's comfort matters more to you than your own truth. And the human brain is wired to detect this instantly. People may enjoy the convenience of someone who always goes along, but they do not admire that person. They do not seek that person's advice. They do not see that person as someone worth impressing. You become the background of other people's lives instead of a main character in your own. The fix is not to become difficult or contrarian. It is simply to have a spine. To sometimes say, I actually see it differently. To let your real opinions breathe in conversation. Because disagreement done respectfully does not push people away. It actually pulls them closer. It signals that your yes means something because your no is also possible. Now let us talk about body language, because this one operates completely below the surface of conscious thought. You could say all the right words and still destroy your credibility entirely through how your body moves. Studies in social psychology consistently show that the majority of how we perceive someone's confidence and social status comes from nonverbal cues, not from what they say, but from how they carry themselves. When you walk into a room looking at the floor, you are already broadcasting to everyone around you that you do not expect to be welcomed. When you hunch your shoulders and make yourself small in social settings, you are telling people's subconscious minds that you do not take up space because you do not deserve to. When you laugh nervously after making a statement as if you are apologizing for having an opinion, you undercut every word that just came out of your mouth. People do not consciously analyze this. They just feel it. And what they feel is that you are not someone who trusts themselves. And if you do not trust yourself, why should they trust you? The body speaks first and it speaks loudest. Start with eye contact, not staring, but steady grounded eye contact that says I am here and I am not afraid to be seen. Then your posture, shoulders back, spine tall, feet planted, not tense, just present, because presence is the foundation of respect. Here is another one that most people completely miss: oversharing and over-explaining. When someone asks you why you cannot make it to an event and you launch into a 5-minute explanation about everything going on in your life right now, it actually has the opposite effect of what you intend. You think you are being transparent and authentic. But what you are communicating on a subconscious level is that you feel guilty and that you need their approval. Respected people in your life do not do this. They say, I cannot make it, let us reschedule. Period. They do not perform justification because they are not seeking permission. When you over-explain, you are unconsciously treating the other person as a judge whose verdict you are waiting for. And people pick up on that dynamic even if they cannot name it. It subtly shifts the power in the relationship. You start to seem less like a peer and more like someone seeking validation. The rule is simple. Say what is true. Say it clearly. Then stop. You do not owe anyone a courtroom-level defense of your personal decisions. Now let us go deeper into one of the most psychologically powerful drivers of respect. Boundaries, or more accurately, the complete absence of them. Here is what boundaries actually are, because people misunderstand this constantly. A boundary is not a wall you build to keep people out. A boundary is a statement of what you will and will not accept in your life. And when you have no boundaries, people unconsciously understand that they can treat you however they want with no real consequence. And this is where something quietly tragic happens. Even people who genuinely care about you will lose respect for you when you have no limits. Because respect requires that you believe a person values themselves. If you do not value yourself enough to say this does not work for me, then nobody else is going to value you either. they will keep taking. Not because they are bad people, but because you have made it frictionless for them to do so. Every time you said yes when you meant no, you trained the people around you to expect your yes. Every time you let someone speak to you in a way that felt wrong and said nothing, you gave them permission to continue. Boundaries are not aggression. They are self-respect made visible. And when people see that you have them, they treat you differently, almost immediately. Let us talk about something that might be the most underrated destroyer of respect in modern life. Constant availability. When you are always reachable, always responsive, always ready to drop what you are doing for anyone who reaches out, you might think this makes you a great friend or colleague. But psychologically, it makes you seem like someone with nothing important going on. Think about the people you respect most. Are they the ones who respond to every message within 30 seconds at midnight? Or are they the ones whose time feels genuinely valuable and a little difficult to get? This is not about playing games or being fake. It is about the real psychological principle that scarcity signals value. When you are endlessly available, your time and attention feel abundant, which means they feel cheap. When you are engaged in your own life, your own work, your own goals, and people have to actually earn moments of your attention, something shifts. They begin to see you as someone with a life worth respecting. The irony is that by pulling back slightly and protecting your time, you actually become more magnetic, not less. And here is the final and perhaps most important thing that erodes respect quietly over time: the absence of follow-through. When you say you are going to do something and then you do not do it, you think it might be forgotten. But human memory is remarkably efficient when it comes to tracking reliability. Every time you say I will call you and do not call, every time you commit to something and quietly let it fade, you are making a withdrawal from the respect account people have for you. And unlike money, these withdrawals compound negatively over time. People stop relying on you. They stop including you in things that matter. They start planning around you instead of with you. And the worst part is they usually will not tell you. They will just slowly stop expecting anything from you. The most respected people are those whose word means something. When they say they will do it, it gets done. No reminders needed. No excuses given. When your word is reliable, your presence becomes valuable. Here is the truth that ties all of this together. Respect is not given to you. It is something you generate through how you move through the world. Through whether you have real opinions and voice them. Through how you carry your body and occupy space. Through whether you have limits that you actually enforce. Through whether your presence in someone's life adds weight and meaning or just fills silence. Nobody wakes up one day and decides to stop respecting you. It happens slowly through dozens of small signals you send every single day. But the good news is this: because it is built through patterns, it can be rebuilt through patterns. Every single day, you have 100 small moments to send a different signal. To speak up when you would have stayed quiet. To hold eye contact when you would have looked away. To say no when it is the honest answer. To follow through when you said you would. Each one of those moments is a vote for the version of you that other people cannot help but respect. The question is whether you're going to start casting those votes today. Sonnet 4.6 Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.